Hey, it's Mr. A back at you with another art video. Today we're going to be going over how to make your own concept car paperweight. Check this out. Let's gather those materials. Just a little ball of clay to get started, and some common household materials can help us make a really sweet car. Starting off with my round pencil, a ballpoint pen, even a lip balm cap. But the ceramic tools, I might not even need them. Block of wood, the right angle. These are all things that you can find around easily that are going to make this thing sweet. Now back to that little ball of clay. Start by tapping it gently on the flat surface of the table. Alternate each side so it forms a brick-like shape. That's going to be the starter form for our concept car. If one side gets too thick, try the drag and drop. As the ball drops onto the table, drag it in one direction. You can elongate the brick that way or make an area thinner. Once you've got the general proportions of your car, your starter block is where we're going to start to build out the general shape of our concept car. Using a needle tool or a straight edge, I'm going to gently mark the angle that the hood or the windshield is going to make from the side view. In the back, I know that I have an indentation to show the back windshield and the spoiler. For the hood, I'm going to use the drag and drop technique, alternating each side that I drop it on. Think of it like shuffling papers. Keep them in order, rotate the sides, and make sure everything gets lined back up. To make the indentation in the spoiler, I'm going to use the flat edge and right angle on my block of wood. Using this arrangement of techniques, the flat surfaces or the corners of objects, I can start to create non-carved forms. Instead of removing material, I'm just reorganizing the mass of the object into the form of my concept car. Now that we have a side profile of what kind of starts to look like a car, we can start to think about more subtle details that are going to take this from looking like a block to an actual form that you'd see on the road. I'm going to notice a detail by using my straight edge to flatten out a line that would show the distance between the bottom of the car and the road. If it helps, locate the axles or the wheel of the car. This can give some general proportions so that when we start shaping it using our roller, we'll be spot on. Now let's grab that straight edge and indent the rooftop of the car. The indentation that you see is going to give us a nice angle for the windshield. When we dive back in with our rolling tools, such as the pen tool or colored pencil, we're going to have no problem taking this from a blocky form to a more detailed car-like form. Using the roller feature of something like a pencil or a pen is a great way to smooth out any dents. The flat edge at the end, used as a 90-degree angle, can be rolled to create really detailed relief-like lines. When I say relief, it's surface sculpture. What can we do? If it's too intense, press it back down. Create subtle folds in the form instead of carving things out. If you've ever tried to draw with a needle tool, each of those little balls of clay that gets crumbled up and makes it a really nasty drawing, we can avoid all of that just by pressing in and using that rolling feature of a round object like a colored pencil. We can make this stuff much smoother and not waste any clay. Cleanup's going to be a breeze too. If you haven't already, take a look at some existing car designs. Stealing key details can take this from a generalized cartoon-like imitation of a car to something that's surprisingly detailed for such a small project. Now don't forget, building prototypes or concept cars out of clay comes from a long tradition. Before anything like a 3D printer was ever invented, craftsmen were developing life-size models or prototypes of cars before they went into production out of clay. So don't be afraid to romanticize this. Get in the zone, create this entirely new concept. So realize you're bringing in not just your own idea, but you're making a physical manifestation of what could be the next car of the future. Oh, all right, back to work. So if you're having trouble finding something that mimics the size of wheels you want, again, a lot of circular objects around the house. I was able to find the perfect size thing. It was something off of my lip balm. Perfect stamping circle. Use different size things such as the pen tube to create more detail. Line up your axles and you're on your way. Now if you're really into rims or something, this is where you can work your magic. Be creative. Use the end of the needle tool to add bolts or whatever detail you want. Draw on a hood. Come up with a new logo. A hood ornament. Who knows? Those intakes, these are signature things that you shouldn't be afraid to experiment. Make this car your own. A concept car is an expression of you as a designer. Now with your details getting sorted out, it's time to start wrapping up. Thinking about if you're going to fire this piece of clay, if it's made of ceramic, you're going to want this to dry out nice and evenly. If you made yours large, you may want to hollow it out. But if it's small like mine, you can get away with just poking it with a needle tool and letting that thing dry out. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll get back to you once we start to paint or glaze these things. But in the meantime, hope you've enjoyed this tutorial. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you on the flip side.